Are you guys ready for some yummy food for dinner tonight? I am going to share another one of my top 10, a little bit of my heritage with you today. And today we are having shrimp Creole for dinner. And it is delicious. So I'm going to show you how I make it. And I normally just dump. I don't count, I don't measure anything. I just put, stuff in, but I'm going to try to measure as I go just to give you guys an idea of what I'm putting in. So I have some butter in my pot and I added some olive oil and I have about a half a stick of butter in here, I want to say. So to that now, I'm going to go ahead and add one diced white onion. So I'm going to go ahead and let that saute in our pot. Okay, and to that, I'm adding 3 stalks of diced celery. So we're putting that in there. And then I'm adding 1 diced green bell pepper. So that's going to go in there. So we're going to just let all of this saute together in this pot. Oh my word, you guys. That bell pepper and onion already smells so good in here. Yum. So we're just going to let that saute. And you guys, one thing you'll know about Cajun cooking is usually anything starts with bell pepper, green bell pepper, onions, and celery. So we pretty much start every recipe with that. And it just adds so much flavor. I love Cajun food. Of course, that's what I was raised on, but oh my goodness. Love, love, love it. Can never get enough of it. It's just so comforting and so flavorful. I think that's the thing. I would have to say it's the flavors. They're just amazing. They're so, so good. So to that, remember how I told you guys we wake up our dry spices? I'm going to go ahead and add 2 teaspoons of dried parsley to that so that it can get rehydrated, okay, while that's all in there. And we're sauteing those onions with the bell pepper and the celery, just letting that all cook down nicely together. And then what we're going to do is cook a pot of rice because we're going to eat this over white rice. And you guys, it's so good. And of course, I have my fresh green onion that we're going to top off the top with just for some freshness to it. I absolutely love green onion. And then here I have 4 cups of water, to which I've added probably 4 tablespoons of this chicken better than bouillon. You guys, again, this stuff is money. You want to use it. And they have all different kinds of flavors, but it adds so much more flavor than using dry bouillon cubes or powder or anything like that. Oh, this is looking so good. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add in my garlic. And I'm going to say maybe 3 teaspoons of diced up garlic in here. It's just going to add some great flavor. And again, we're just building all these different flavors in here. And before I ever even add my shrimp, we are going to let this sauce just simmer for 30 minutes. And I'm going to time it for 30 minutes because I want all those flavors to meld together, because it's going to make a very rich stock that the shrimp then will go into. It's going to be phenomenal. Just wish you guys were all here to sit down at the table with us tonight and enjoy it too, because I know you would love it. And speaking of sitting down at the table, Get your family together tonight for dinner and have everybody sit at the table. You know, that's something that's kind of a lost art anymore. I remember growing up, we always had dinner as a family sitting at the table together. Never was it somebody came and got their plate and went to another room or any of that. Are you kidding me? My mom and dad would never have allowed us to come to a table with phones or get our food and go to another room. Oh, no, no, no. They were all about family and being together as a family. And we always had prayer before we ate as a family. And my mom and dad always called it, we're going to return thanks. We're thanking God for the food that he provided for us. But, oh no, we had a really solid family when it came to food and all that kind of stuff, honey. It was faith in God, good food, good family, fun. We had all kinds of fun, but I'll tell you, this going off into another room, no, that would never fly with my parents. Or coming to the table with a phone, yeah, they'd be telling everybody to put their phones away. And boy, would we put our phones away because we knew better. So we wouldn't even show up with the phone. Let's put it that way. We know better. Okay, so here we go. So we have our onion, celery, bell pepper, and garlic. Okay, now I'm going to start building this up. So to this, I'm going to add some paprika, okay? And let me see. Again, this is going to be something for me to, I'm just going to visually look at what I would add, and then I'll kind of tell you. So let's start with, yeah, I think that's good. About a teaspoon of paprika. And then, you know, we don't make anything without cayenne red pepper. So we're going to put in some cayenne pepper. And I'll probably do, yeah, whatever that was. About a teaspoon, I guess. Okay. Add that in there. Woo! You can smell that spice already. Okay. All right. And then to that, I'm going to add a little bit of Old Bay. And I'm just going to shake this in a little bit. Okay. So I love to use Old Bay when I'm making anything with seafood in it. It's really good. And we already did our parsley. Get rid of that. We got the chicken bouillon. We're done with that. Okay. Tony Shashirs. We're going to put that in there. You know what? I'm just going to shake this in too and hope I don't sneeze, because I'm telling you what, man, this stuff makes you sneeze. Okay. And I'm not going to add salt because this Tony Shashirs has salt in it. And also this Better Than Bouillon has salt in it as well. So I'm going to go ahead and pour in my chicken bouillon. Okay. So that's in there now. And I'm just going to stir this up. Okay, so now to this, I'm going to add 1 can of whole tomatoes. Okay, so carefully those are going in there. And then I couldn't find small cans of crushed tomatoes. I don't want to put all of these in here, so I'm just going to put some of these crushed tomatoes in here. And that's probably enough, but we'll see. Once I mix it up here. Oh wow, you guys, this smells so good with all these spices in here. Absolutely wonderful. Okay, and then I'm just going to put a couple dashes of Worcestershire in here. Okay. And stir that in. All right, and then I'm going to add some Crystal hot sauce. Now, if you guys just have the Louisiana hot sauce, that works just fine as well. So Crystal is what I have, and so that's what I'm using. But any Louisiana hot sauce will be just fine. And no, you don't want to use, like, you know, that Frank's Red Hot for buffalo wings. That's for buffalo wings. It's not for shrimp Creole. Come on, you guys. So hot sauce or Louisiana hot sauce. It's going to add a kick to it. So, so good. Okay, then the very last thing I'm going to add at this point is I'm going to add some bay leaves in here. And now I'm just going to cover this and let it simmer for 30 minutes. And then after 30 minutes of allowing it to simmer, I'm going to add our shrimp, squeeze in some fresh lemon, and then as soon as the shrimp are done, it's ready to eat. So let's go ahead and just cover this, let it simmer, and we'll see what it looks like in 30 minutes when we add our shrimp in. Okay, so after 30 minutes of letting it simmer so all those flavors can blend together, we're going to go ahead and add our shrimp. Now I am using shrimp that's cleaned, but the shell is on because it adds a whole lot of flavor to your dish. Now, if you want to make sure that they're raw, cleaned. Now, if you don't want to have the shell on, you can certainly buy some raw ones that have the shell off. But I like using them with the shell on because it gives it so much more flavor, okay? But if you don't want to mess with the shell, you know, having to take them off, no worries. Just buy the raw shrimp already with, you know, the shells off. But this will flavor your broth and add so much flavor to your shrimp, cooking them in the shell. It's just kind of like using bone-in, skin-on chicken. It just adds so much flavor to your dish, okay? So we have all of our shrimp in our pot. Oh my goodness, this looks amazing. Now the very last thing I'm going to do at this point is just add in some fresh squeezed lemon just for a little bit of freshness to the dish. Okay? This is gonna just be amazing. So let me go ahead and put in this other half of lemon in here. And this is gonna be so good. Okay, there we go. So I'm just going to give this a little stir. And now we're just going to let this cook until the shrimp are done. And then as soon as the shrimp are done, then it's ready to serve. You might have noticed that the shrimp that I'm using are pink. And you might go, well, those look like cooked shrimp to me. No, they're raw. And I use the Patagonia shrimp, but there is red shrimp that you can get at Trader Joe's or Vons or Safeway or any of those stores. And and they're raw, okay? So just so you know, don't think, oh, she put cooked shrimp in there. No, they're raw shrimp. They're just pink. And I always get wild caught. I always get wild caught shrimp, okay? I don't like that farm raised stuff. And again, all those things do matter. So look at what you're buying. and know what you're getting, okay? So those were raw shrimp, even though they are pink in color before you even cook them. So just so you know. Our shrimp are done, and this smells amazing, amazing. So now we're just going to take out the bay leaves and discard those. And I know there's another one in here somewhere. There it is. We'll get rid of that one. And I believe there's one more. Or maybe not. Okay. So let's go ahead and get our rice, and we're going to go ahead and serve up our plate. Okay, so we are ready. So here's our mound of rice, and we're just going to serve this right over the top of this rice. Oh my word, you guys, can you see that? Look at that goodness. I'm going to get a little bit more of this wonderful, well, I don't want to overflow my bowl here. Here we go. Look at that. That, my friends, looks amazing, does it not? And then the only thing I'm going to do to it is I'm just going to sprinkle on some fresh green onion to the top. There you have it, shrimp Creole at its finest. You're going to love this. Go make it for yourselves because you deserve it. I love you guys, and we'll see you again real soon. Have a blessed day. The flavor is ridiculous. This is money right here, folks. This is money. Oh my word. That's it. I guess that is the best way to describe Cajun food. It's all about the flavor. Oh, wow. Delicious.